What's cracking, fools? Flyboy Inc. here, homie, and we're here with American Stepchild podcast, the grand debut, grand opening, whatever you want to call it. We're here. We finally made it. It took about, I'd say, about a good year in planning and never giving up, and an actual plan. I'm not just saying a dream or a hope or like a vision. Well, it all starts with a vision, but first it starts with a vision. And then it starts with a dream, and then you do it, and then it becomes reality. And here we are, homie, an American Stepchild podcast. So welcome, you guys. Shout out to Bobby G with Street Post Productions, homie.
Shout out to Bobby G.
We got I'm introducing my homeboy Scrappy right here. He's my co-host, and he's right here in the house just to say what's up. Say what's up, Scrappy.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? You know I'm in the motherfucking building tonight. It's a killer kush type of night. We out here, Flyboy, Young Beaves, Bobby G in the place to be, man. Thanks for having me on the show tonight.
Motherfucking Mexican Don King.
Really fucking excited tonight. You call me what you want. Fool Hefner, Juan King. I don't care. I don't care no more, man.
Motherfucking ears off, homie.
So let's try to keep the cussing to a minimum. Just so, because we're not trying to get flagged. So let's just put that out there right away. Cool?
Okay. Cool.
Okay. And my next guest, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Scrappy. Go ahead.
Big Scrap.
Spencer Natira.
I love that. And then I want to introduce my very special guest, Victor Zapata. His name is Young Beaves from Ball Park. So welcome to the American Stepchild. You're the guest of honor, homie. The inductee.
That's it, on the hot seat.
First episode, homie.
We're gonna make this episode good. You gotta make it count. I feel like it's like it's like if you buy a fucking faja, it got to be the best one, homie. It gotta be a Colombiana, homie.
From TJ?
Yeah, everything's good. TJ. Tacos and hyenas, homie.
We're gonna count, all right.
Man, so we're on a different venture now. Thank you to Bobby G, homie, for standing by me, homie. Shout out to our sponsors. I want to give a special shout out to Killer Kush, homie. Because these fools came through, like, if I...
Righteous.
Yeah, exactly, homie.
That's
how we'll say it like that. And we also got Hadar Extracts, and they come through for me. And, a lot of this is possible because of some of the things that,
the sponsors.
They sponsor me, bro.
It's the sponsors, the people that believe in you, though.
We got AP Construction.
That's good.
AP Construction. These people are the ones that taught me about LLC and my EIN number and how to file.
People, you don't know. Unless they tell you.
I didn't know that. So these people taught me that, and then we got people who like hookups detailing. Here's another. That dude, homie, hooks up the Food News Ramflas once a month. Hooks them up. This fool works with West Coast Customs.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fuerza Regida. He's out there with Snoop Dogg. Like, this fool is out there, homie. And so shout out to Hookups Detailing, homie.
Hookup Detail. Shout out.
Oh, yeah, shout out.
So welcome you guys to the first American Stepchild podcast. So I want to give you guys a little introduction of kind of how it's gonna be. It's gonna be of a more in-depth conversation. We're gonna get to know Victor, and we're gonna and see how he grew up, and then Scrappy's gonna come in, and you know how Scrappy is, so comes in with the bazingas and the one-liners and the zingers.
Which is good though. Which is good because it gives you like a different. I feel like it's a different aspect of things. It's all. I feel like different opinions are good though. It's good. It gives you a different outlook.
Positive opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've all been through the ringer. We want to talk about obviously we want to talk about your childhood. Where did you grow up? You grew up in Ballin Park, right?
So originally I was born in LA.
All right.
I was born in the city of LA. I grew up on Vermont and Beverly.
Mm-hmm.
But all my family is from Temple Street. So, shout out to the homies from Temple Street.
Shout out. Tattoos, my boy.
They're actually doing good things, dog. This homie, he got some plug out there, and they're within themselves, but they're actually giving back to the community. It's like the same community that was scared of you. My homie Blackie is giving back to them, dog.
Over there.
No, they're giving bags of food, fucking, and not only what I really tripped out on was my lady. We were driving the other day, right? There's a liquor on Berendo and Temple Street. They always would be fucking TSD'd out, gacho, right?
Banged out,
banged the fuck out, right? What they did, they stopped the tagging and said, "Hey,
they cleaned it up."
They cleaned it up and they said, we're going to paint a mural right here on Berendo.
That's
so
right.
Shout out to Blackie and all the homies from TST.
Shout out, homie.
Putting it down. Giving back to the community, dog.
So from Temple, you moved to Bowling or what?
So from Temple, because my family's from Temple and everybody, we moved to Baldwin Park because my mom was trying to get us away from the gangs. Because I was already hanging around
Temple
with my cousins from Temple. He passed away.
Yeah.
And I was already kicking it with them fools because I was like, dude, I gravitated to the homies because, you know, when you're young and you don't got nothing, you see these vatos and you see, you know, I would see these vatos right here on Verendo where this liquor's at.
Yeah.
Fucking on Cadillacs, like fucking slanging dope. And I was like, dude, that's the lick. Like, I want to do something like that, right?
Yeah.
So my mom seen how infatuated I was with that, and she was like, fuck that. I got to get this fool out of, excuse me.
How old were you?
She said, I had to get this guy out of here. I don't want to leave him in L.A. because he's going to go bad. And I was a young kid. I was like maybe 10, 11 years old.
Oh, yeah.
But I already had, because you have to understand, back in the 90s, there wasn't really much to pick from. It was either being a rebel or a homie. You know, there wasn't like now there's like, emos and you could be like
the emo.
right? You could be a lot of things, right? You could be a skater. Back in the 90s, you were a gangbanger or a rebel, right?
I was a Rasta.
Exactly.
This fool, he's still a Rasta.
Yeah. So you're banging with the homies. Yeah.
I remember the 90s. It was easy for me. Was it easy for you to just obviously you came from Temple Street,
LA.
So you already had those mañas, and so right when you got into bowling, it was real easy for you to just kind of slide right in and just blend right in with your homies.
So when I came from LA out here, I already had cousins from Northside. My cousin Hormiga, shout out to my cousin Hormiga, and a couple other homies, Bouncer, you know, Gumby, all these fools. They were older than me, but like they seen me as an equal.
Yeah.
And I always respect them for that because I was a little kid. You know?
They laced you up. They took you into the wing.
When you're young, you want to be like the older homies. And just the fact that they seen me cool, I was like, you know what?
So how old were you when these fools took you into the wing?
I was going to junior high to Holland, so I was like
about 14?
11. No, 11.
Oh,
12.
young.
I was young, dog. I was young.
Oh, 14 is already high school.
Yeah, at that time I was already in YA, dog. yeah.
Facts.
I came from LA out here looking for like at the end of the day
So
like acceptance, dog.
So you got that from Northside Bowling.
I got that, you know, because
that's
this
crazy.
is the thing. I came from a home that was broken, dog. My family wasn't. It was like
you live by the Santa Fe Dam.
I live exactly by the Santa Fe Dam. I lived on Main and Olive, dog. I lived.
That's where I'm from.
Yeah, Santa Fe Dam, dog.
Really?
Yeah, she lived
You're
right
from
there.
Bowling too?
Yeah, she's from Bowling too, dog.
I didn't know that. I thought for some.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So shout out to the fools from Bowling, homie.
Shout out to the homies from Bowling.
Shout out to Janet.
Shout out, dude. Shout out.
Shout out to Janet, Beaver's wife. She's here.
She's holding me down, dog.
That's right.
I mean, because
that's how I met you.
Shout out to Janet.
I met you when I first met Beaves. Little side note. When I first met Beaves, we were in Wilmington at a I think it was a South Bay pop-ups.
Arbor area.
Was it?
But they were playing oldies and shit. Remember?
You know, that's where I met you.
That's Sky Presents.
I met Calaca homies right there.
Yes.
I met that was
Was I there?
It was the Delphonics.
Commitment Soldier had just brought me. That was the first show that he ever brought me to, and that was the show that you proposed to your girlfriend. Are you guys married yet?
No.
So she's still your fiance.
We're waiting until I'm finished with the child support, dog, because my hyena makes money, dog. So they're gonna.
That's where I met you guys in Wilmington.
Yeah, dude. These fools are
that was about a year ago. So you guys been engaged about a year.
Oh
wow,
yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Over a year.
Show them the rock, baby.
Show them the rock.
Show them the rock. Show them the rock.
Bling bling.
That's 14,000, homie. I dropped on that shit.
14,000.
Hey, I'm paying it in payments, homie. Like it's a bed at Kmart, homie. But
I remember I was sitting there like this, and I was sitting with the Hernandez family, and we were watching you. I had never seen you perform. That was the first time I met Beaver, bro. And Frank introduced me to you. That was crazy.
Dude,
mind blown.
Yeah, that day, dude, it was like an oldie show and all that stuff. They needed a comedian. And shout out to Sky Present. She was like, hey, we need a comedian. And I was like, I'm gonna shut that bitch down. I do my thing.
Dude, this guy's so funny. Have you guys heard? Have you heard him perform?
Yeah,
man,
I actually got to not because I got to go see him. In
I
video.
remember. I remember the one thing I remember about Beaves. We were everything goes back to Commitment Soldier.
Oh hell no!
We were at the toy drive, and and Puppet was there. Puppet Master was there.
That's why I wore the shirt.
Listen,
Shout out to
good
Puppet
story.
Master.
And this fool was performing, and he was clowning on Puppet Master.
That was the boy,
He
though.
was saying that Puppet Master was sponsored by 3 Flowers.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? Because that was
So shout out to Puppet Master, homie. I love that fool,
with
dog.
that bullshit ass hair, dog.
This fool said,
No, but you know, shout out to this.
I remember that because he wore the shirt.
He's a real humble. That's why I wore it, dog. Because I feel like when you go more into the industry, you pick and choose who you fuck with, and I would say this Vato is one of the most solid, humble Vatos I ever met in my life.
Puppet Master, homie. That was so cool.
I've met him at the top, and I've seen him here. I've ate breakfast with him.
Yeah.
I've seen him throw up. And I'll be like, he still looks good when he throws up. This son of a...
we sat at the same table at your show.
Yeah, exactly.
At the show
at my
in
comedy
Melrose,
special.
The comedy special that Young
comedy
Beaves.
special.
So Young Beaves threw his first show last year on Melrose, bro. Just think of that.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into that a little bit later, but I want to talk about some of your upbringings and how you, like... How do you go from being a kid kind of thrown into an environment? You obviously got into bowling. In the 90s, bowling was active. It still is. We see it all over the internet.
Obviously.
Right? The hottest rapper out there right now, Lefty Gump, is from bowling. And it's like, fuck, it's from KHA. So bowling's on the map.
Yeah.
Bowling is the hub city of the San Gabriel Valley.
It's the middle of everything.
Like Compton is the
It's
hub.
like Compton.
These fools are the hub.
Yeah.
And you guys call yourselves the hub, right?
We call ourselves the hub. We get it blasted and everything. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The hub city.
Yeah. My brother got the hub out of him. The hub. Shout out to my brother, man. Hey, big happy right
I'm
there.
glad I met you, bro, because you know what? Beaves has been solid with me, Holmes. I tattooed his head.
I keep it real. Yeah.
I tattooed the beaver on his head, so next time you guys see him and you guys see that big old... I did that. And the Smile Not Cry Later, huh?
But I mean, you gotta, the backstory to the beaver is, because I used to go speak to the Boys Republic, right? And these kids, they all have different barrios on them and shit, right?
Yeah.
Like this and that, because this is on my back. And I would tell them, they'll be like, hey, why'd you get that big ass beaver on your head? And I'll tell them, you know what? Because that's who had my back, dog. Myself. And I would tell these little kids, dog, because I've been there where they're at, dog.
Yeah.
I've been there where you feel like your barrio's everything. And like I said, I'm never, the kind of person I am is I'm never going to say I'm not from nowhere. I'm never going to be like, oh, I'm not from nowhere. And I'm always going to be from ballpark.
Even still, you tell them?
I always tell them Northside Bowling.
Do you still get hit up?
I get hit up and I'll be like, I'm from Northside Bowling. Yeah, I'll tell them I'm from Northside Bowling, dude. But
I haven't got hit up in a long time.
The way you do it is how you conduct yourself, dog. Like my lady trips out on how I conduct myself, dog, because I've gone to like Bassett, Puente, Flores, and they're deep.
Yeah, me too.
And I'll be like, hey, you know what?
And you got beef with all them fools.
But it's how you carry yourself. Hey, my name's Beaver. I'm from Ballpark. We're just doing this right here. Like, it's about respecting.
Yeah, when you're with a bunch of people from the other side and you're the only one. I've been from fools from Florida too, and I'm from Pomona, and they don't like us.
You're no hero. You're not.
Yeah, but they don't do nothing.
And this is the thing.
They
People
treat me with respect.
Exactly. It's about. I feel like people got so they forgot about like the basics. Dog. The basics are just where you're at, who you are, and what you're doing. Why are you there? Because I'm doing this. Where you're at is not where you're supposed to be. So just, be
mindful.
Be mindful. Be respectful, dog.
Be respectful.
And like, if this vato is in my house, how would I act if I was in his house?
Exactly.
Be respectful. Like, it's like all mine.
I love that. That's a beautiful mindset to have, because
a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people will be like, I'm fucking gonna wear this. Okay, you're gonna do that, but what you gonna do? You're gonna wear a hat and go get shot. You're going to do this. And, at the end of the day, it's like, I always tell people, like, you're going to do this, wear that, and what are you wearing? The cemetery is full of daring and caring people. Like, you don't need that, bro.
Yeah.
You need to be mindful. Be mindful of who you are, where you are and where you want to be, dog.
Hey, when you were young, who when your homies pulled you into the hood, like right away you just like became a little active gangbanger? How long did it take before you went to jail? Let's talk that.
Okay.
How long before you went to jail?
Okay, so
after you joined the gang.
I will say this: as soon as I came to Bond Park, my cousins, Hormiga, and a lot of my homies were already from the hood.
Yeah.
Hormiga he was already in YA.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, like, I seen this guy, and I was like, dude,
You
like,
used to look up to him, huh?
yeah, he was my homie. And even to this day, I message him, and I'm like, dude, this.
So he's a little bit older. Well, he was. So
He
you
was
were
older
young,
than
and he
me.
was like a teenager in YA.
He was a solid ass guy, and I would
Yeah.
say to this day, he's still solid.
He's out.
know,
he's still around.
He's in Mexico. He got deported.
Oh, really?
You know,
shout out Aunt.
Yeah,
Hormiga.
yeah. Shout out to homie Hormiga, man. That's my cousin, man.
That's right. Oh, that's
and
right.
I would say I came to Baldwin Park, and I was looking for acceptance, dog. Like everybody, we all look to be part of something. So when I found Northside, I was like, you know, this is where I want to be. Not only because of my homies, but because of my best friend.
Yeah.
My best friend was Risky from Northside, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, is it on this side? This side.
Yeah.
It's on this side,
I
right?
see it.
So I met this guy at school. He was like me, an outcast, break dancer trying to get in.
You breakdance fool?
I never break dance. He used to. But he used to be real funny, though.
Beat Street, the king of
Yeah.
the beat. Remember
Yeah,
that shit?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we started kicking it, dog. So he got into Northside. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get into Northside.
Hey, when you got into your neighborhood, like when they jumped you in, how many fools jumped you in?
I got jumped in twice, dog.
What the fuck?
I
Who
got
does
jumped in
that?
once. Okay, yeah, because my hood we're old
Why
school.
twice?
fool.
You didn't get enough the first time?
So the first time they jump you in just to the hood. And then they jump you into the clique.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
fool.
the same.
Yeah, so because the thing is, we're a small barrio, fool.
I don't think you're smaller than us. We're really small.
We're really small, fool.
We're smaller.
We're like in minimals. But the thing is,
You say, man.
it's
We're
like when you run to a vato from Northside, you know he's solid, dog. Because we're picking and
I've never ran into a. I've never. I will say that I've never ran into a fool from Northside that wasn't solid. I say it.
Exactly. Because we're picking and choosing. I feel like we're a barrio that doesn't really go by numbers. We go by quality. You know, like we're gonna.
I got a homeboy that lives on Breezy Street.
That's already the east side.
That's east side.
That's
I
the
thought it
east
was
side.
north side.
That's the east side.
Breezy and Ramona.
Breezy and Ramona is the east.
By the pizza parlor?
Yeah, that's the Castros. That's already the east side.
That's east side.
Unless it's my homeboy Youngster. My homeboy Youngster. Shout out to my homeboy
So shout out
Youngster.
to my homeboy Roy too. But yeah, Baldwin Park, Santa Fe Dam. I grew up
Santa
there.
Fe Dam, you gotta watch out for because you.
But
might,
when you were a kid, do you have
might be
memories of
swimming
being there
and
as a
then there's
kid?
like a piece of shit next to you.
No.
dog. Right, Jenny? Am I
Hey.
lying? Am I lying?
Have you ever swam out to
Motherfuckers
the
are taking
buoys?
shits in there though.
You know how to swim, fool?
I know how to swim. Yeah.
Have you ever swam out to the buoys?
I swam as far as I could to dude. I found a tire out there one time. I found a dead pig.
I did a
Did you find all kinds of stuff at Santa Fe Dam? That's why they started taking the water out because people were throwing bodies. They were throwing all kinds of shit in that shit.
I used to climb the rocks.
Yeah, we used to too, dog.
Watch out for snakes.
There was
There's
a lot
snakes
of
all through them rocks. So growing up, if you're from the SGV, you know that Santa Fe Dam was one of our recreational spots, like Pudding Stone.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Pomona, but I've lived in Monte before.
Yeah.
So,
So you
like
know
your
Santa Fe
story, yeah. So like your story, I also grew up in LA,
Yeah.
and then my mom went to Almani, and then
And
we
then
grew up
right
in
here.
South Almani in Flores,
Yeah,
down in
see?
Bellwood,
Yeah.
over there by Dr. Fu's house. So shout out Dr. Fu, homie.
Shout out to Dr. Fu.
And then from there, my mom moved to Puente, over on Ballista.
Ballista.
So I
Shout out
lived-
to the
I-
homies from Ballista.
I
dog.
lived on Ballista. I got one of my brother, my older carnal.
What's
He,
his name?
Big Joe. He's from Puente. No, my brother Joe. He's from Barrio Puente.
Okay. I know homies from Barrio.
He's from
and
Barrio, right
Ballista.
there by the library.
Barrio, they have the Barrio Puente, and then they have the
7-Eleven.
Tiflanes.
On Stimson? No, not Stimson.
No, yeah, it's right there by Stimson.
It is
now,
Stimson.
yeah.
Anyhow, that's my brother's neighborhood, right?
Yeah, it's Barrio Puente.
I know all
They
them
have
fools.
Barrio Puente 13.
I used to know
Then
them.
they have the Tiflanes. That was the
So
old
then my
school
mom
clique.
moved. My mom moved after Puente. My mom moved to Pomona,
That's when you became
and
Flyboy.
that's when I got to Pomona. It was around your age, same thing. Like
That's when you
11.
got your wings, homie. I
And-
believe I can fly.
You wanna know why they call me Fly?
That's a good story. Shoot it.
Real quick, wanna hear it, Bobby G?
Shoot it.
How I got my name Fly? Because when I was about 10, around the same time, like you, 10, 11, there was this bug called a medfly. And it was eating up all the citrus in Los Angeles and Riverside counties, right? So they used to come around in the summer, like 6 helicopters. You remember those? They used to come around and fly over, and they used to spray, and they spray this thing called malathion, which was a pesticide. And the bug was called medfly, or med. So my name being Ahmed, they would call me Ahmed Fly because I was a pest. When I was younger, I still am, obviously. But like it was even more so as a child. So my name became Ahmed Fly. So they would be like, Ahmed Fly. Like, get the fuck out of here.
That's funny, dude.
That's a good story.
That's good. You want me to tell you?
But how'd you get your name, Beaves?
Okay.
That's a good story.
This is a good story. So the way I got my name Beaves was because my uncle, my tío Rosendo, which is his name's Chendo, dude. This motherfucker still to this day lives in Ballin Park, dog.
Shout out to Tio Chendo.
Shout out to fucking Rosendo.
How do you say Ballin Park in Spanish?
Ballin Parque. So my tío Rosendo is related to my mom, fool. And my tío Rosendo, he was a fucking he was a pounder, fool, pounding all day, right? And he would come to my house and he'd be pounding. I was a little kid, and he would start calling me fool. Hey, fool, ¿qué estás haciendo, fool? Right?
I love it.
Because I was a little kid, fool.
Yeah.
And then one day he sees me, he goes, este va a ser un topo. And then he goes, no, este va a ser el beaver. And I'm just like, what the fuck? That's an ugly ass name, dude.
So your uncle named you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So my uncle, my tío Rosendo, started giving me that name, dog. And everybody knew me by that name.
Beaver.
So, yeah, Beaver. So when I got into Northside, I actually wanted to get a different name, dog. I wanted to be like a Joker or like a payaso or something firme. But I got stuck with Beaver because all my homies knew me by that name, dog.
That's a cool name because it's original. There's not too many Beavers.
There's not. I've only met like maybe 4. Beaver from Cam, Beaver from 22nd, and Beaver from Playboys. It was 4. Oh, and then the Beaver from the weed out there. Remember? And the Beaver's weed house out there in Victorville. That's it. Man. 5 in my whole life.
That's dope.
There's not that many of us.
I met a bunch of flies.
Yeah. See,
not too many. I think maybe probably like 10.
Yeah. See, we got to stay original, dog.
So you got into the hood.
When I was young.
Gang banging. Obviously, we've all been. You've been through prison.
Yeah.
So, bro, let's talk about that real quick, okay?
Yeah.
So, you wrote a book.
Yeah, this is my book right here. It's called Misled Kids. So what this covers right here is my incarceration from when I was 11, 12 years old all the way till I was 19. I was tried as an adult at the age of it was 12, I think. Was it 12 or 13, babe?
She's like, I didn't even know
12,
you back then, fool.
That's when I was in
Did you know him back then?
13. It was 13.
I know that.
Yeah, 13. So at the age of 13, I got tried as an adult. And they got me for carjacking.
Wow. This is very just by presentation. I mean, it's a book.
It's a good book, dude, and it gives you an insight just of my journey from Juno Hall. I went to foster care. I went through all that shit, fool. I lived whatever you feel you're gonna go through as a kid. I went through it. I was in foster care for a year. I went
Shout
to
out
camp.
To the kids in foster care.
Shout out to the kids in foster care.
I did the same thing. Oh,
Don't give up on that
out.
bullshit, dog.
Spencer called it Victor Zapata, huh?
Zapata.
My bad.
Zapata.
I apologize
It's all
for
good.
that. Victor Zapata right
No
here.
worries.
Young Beast.
So he has a book called Misled Kids. And my time in juvenile hall, camp, and youth authority, Victor Zapata. So you ran through all the halls?
I went through all the halls.
How old were you when you first got arrested? 13.
First time I got arrested,
you ended up in the halls.
I was 11 years old. I got arrested in Temple Street. I got busted with the homies from Temple Street.
That's Temple Street, you go to East Lake.
Exactly. So I went to Central and all that. I went to Central, and then when
what unit?
I was in the little K unit. It was
I never been.
The first time I went to Central, it was Ricardo.
Central was active.
Yeah, Central was active though.
Central was active because I went to LP.
Yeah, LP was
Pomona,
active too, though. Fool.
We went to Los Padrinos.
LP
you
was
went
active.
to LP. By the time you got
Fool,
to Bowling,
when I went to LP, they used to have this thing. I don't know if you remember. This is gonna throw people back. They used to go to the bungalows. When we're little kids, you'd have to go to the units in the back.
Yeah, the upstairs.
Yes,
the
and
TU,
then they would bring you to GH.
JK.
TU was for 14, 15-year-olds. Then
And
it
they got
was
L&M, that was like
L&M,
15-year-olds. Those are soft units. Those are
Yes.
soft units because
Yes,
they were
and
like
then
little
For the little
kids.
kids, it was like XY. They were in the
That's
back
why.
and
That's the bungalows.
You been there, Scrappy?
Yeah,
That's the
I've been-
bungalows.
The
I've been
LP?
to Central too. There was a thing in there called Lathrop Hall.
Later, Paul. That's where I was at. 30 days and you go home.
I
Your
remember
car
one
away.
time when I was at LP, I came up on a T-shirt that said East Lake.
Yeah.
And I
Keep that
fucking
shit.
was all used to rock it because nobody had one. Everybody had LP shirts.
Yeah, we went through Lathrop Hall on the way back from camp. We stopped there. I had court release, so
So you went to camp too, Scrappy?
yeah. I went. I
Juvenile
never made it
camps?
to
What
YA,
camps
but
have
I
you
went
been
to
to?
camp. I ended up.
camp?
Actually, they wanted me to go to Camp Kilpatrick and play football.
Camp Kilpatrick.
That's a good
But-
fucking
That was a
camp,
sports
So
camp.
the real guy, The Rock, that played that
Yeah, I
the
know the
real
white guy.
That was
the
fucked
white guy. He came to. We were the first group of juveniles to open
They
up
were bringing them.
on Azuka,
Yeah.
the
On
Challenger.
Azuka.
Yeah, I was in
On
Challenger.
Azuka.
I opened
On
the
Azuka.
Camp Jarvis.
Yeah, we
On
opened up
Azuka.
on Azuka.
Yeah,
so you
Camp
guys.
Jarvis,
So let me
on
ask you
Azuka,
this.
Camp
So you guys
Scobie,
were in
Miller.
So
I was in Camp Challenger. I was at Resnick, and
In
then I was
Resnick.
in Jarvis, and then
Yeah.
I went to Scobie because I
Hey,
ended
look
up on
at-
Yeah, I
Okay.
ended up staying there at
Alright, guys.
McNair.
Yeah.
So you walk into Juvenile Hall, you walk into Challenger the first time. Were you intimidated? Honestly,
Dude, it's like a prison.
fucking walls, bro.
The walls are intimidating. Look,
I
I'll
was
go-
fucking 13
Right?
the first time I went to Challenger.
Man,
and I
the
walked in,
beds
it was
weren't
like a
even
level 4 prison.
beds weren't even bolted to the
No.
to the
Yeah,
ground
yeah,
when we
No,
got
no.
there.
exactly,
They were
exactly.
still building it. They
Yeah.
hadn't
Yeah.
bolted nothing down yet,
hey,
bro.
Challenger.
So you guys must have been there during the riots, right? Because I was busted during the
no,
riots.
No, but
Ooh.
now they shut
Oh,
it down. Now
the
Challenger's
whole,
no more.
The whole camp went off, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to work
So-
at McNair.
So I went through Jarvis, same thing. So from there, because what you have to understand that Camp Challenger is a
It was a lockdown
no,
facility.
No,
It was
but
lockdown.
it's a reception center.
Yeah.
Camp
But
Challenger is a reception
for,
center.
for the guys from Apple Valley.
No,
They bring
Camp-
them to the
They
reception
bring them there
center.
now.
Back then, they used to just bring
Oh.
them to the reception and then shoot them
Well, they
back
used to,
out.
every time I went to a juvenile camp, because I've been to Camp Alfred Ball, I've been to Camp Page, I've been to Camp Rocky, I've been to Camp Gonzalez.
Yeah.
So I went to all the like fucking hard,
Yeah.
all the hard camps.
yeah.
And no, Camp Alfred Ball and Camp Page was love, bro.
Well,
Yeah.
Challenger
They used to
is
get
like
double ups.
Challenger is
Challenger is
lockdown.
like Wasco and Delano.
Yeah,
yeah,
reception
yes,
center.
It's like Wasco and
It's
Delano.
reception center. So you
Exactly.
they house you there for like 3-4 months until you
But
find
you
your.
outta
could
here.
get stuck in there. I got
You
stuck.
could.
I went to McNair. I
Dude,
did my.
and it's
Yeah,
in
you're stuck
Lancaster.
there.
I refused to play football. I didn't want to play
So
football.
okay, this is a perfect. I mean, we're gonna get back to how you
Yeah.
grew up, but that's a perfect thing that we could talk about is prison reform because you've been in prison, Scrap, right?
Yeah.
You've been obviously you've been
Yeah.
in prison. You told me you did how many years?
I was busted from 19 all the way till 2019. Yeah.
You did like over 20 plus years, bro.
You did,
Yeah,
Beaves?
As an
Straight.
adult.
I just started. I just ended my career 2019. I was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I
was
ended
like,
my
I'm good.
shit when I got out. I said but we're gonna get back to you.
2014 to you. That's good. That's good.
No, 2015 when I paroled.
That's
I
still
said,
good.
"That's
I
it.
paroled
I made it. I'm
2019.
out. And I just fucking.
I just got off probation last week. Dog. I ended up getting.
That's right.
I was off parole and all that, and then during
How long has it been since you've been off? Never?
No, I've never. Well, I always go back to prison.
I
for
know the feeling.
Hey, I'm on it. If you want to really keep it real, babe, let them
Did
know.
you
I
ever
got
get
2
off parole?
active warrants right now.
How many numbers?
Don't tell nobody.
2 active warrants right now.
Exactly.
Does he really? You got
I
two
do.
warrants?
That's crazy.
I got an
Huh?
active warrant in L.A. and Orange County, though.
I might have one.
Driver's license the other day.
Just got my driver's license, dog.
I know the feeling because I might have a warrant too.
We all might have.
Welcome, dog.
I'm not lying. I got a court case I
I
gotta
laugh
take
at
care
him,
of.
dog. I laugh at him.
I don't, bro, because I'll probably start crying if I get arrested, bro. I'm
I'll
not gonna lie.
fucking,
That
hey,
shit will
I
go
wouldn't even
viral.
say nothing. I'll be like, fuck, you don't go. I'm
Man,
gonna go lose
if
weight.
I was to get arrested at this, every time I've got arrested, I was a dope fiend with nothing to lose. Now I got an apartment, I got a
That's what I'm
job, I
saying,
got a
me
school. I'm part of all these great things. If I was to go to jail now, I got a cat, dog. I don't know what.
I got a cat. hey, who's gonna feed my cat?
This
Ryan,
is gonna be calling
you
everybody.
see what happened with Crib Mac when he got busted? He had a cat too. Remember his cat? They had to
They
go
gonna be
rescue his
like,
cat.
what's your cat's name?
Pamela.
Pamela. Free
Pamela.
Pamela.
Hey, Pammy.
Hey.
I had her for a while now.
So okay, so you go to juvenile hall. Do you remember like walking in how it smelled? Like the
I just remember.
What's the first thing you remember walking in and getting out of the van?
I remember of Juno Hall was the first time I went to Juno Hall. It was LP. I remember Eastlake and all that, but I'll never forget LP. Just because it looks like you're gonna go play golf, because like
it looks really nice on the
golf course and all that, right?
Misleading.
But when you get to LP, it's like, what the hell is this, all right? You go in there and there's a bunch of kids. It's like a small room like this, right? It's real small.
You turn like a movie and it's real pretty, like a scenery, like a golf course, and you just see doors like that. Iron
it's like
doors.
a slap to your face, and it's like so
you
small.
Get off.
So we're in a van because we came from.
When you were how young?
I was a little kid. I was
and
you were
grade. Chained up.
Yeah,
like an animal.
Yeah. I was
so they had chains around your waist. They had handcuffs to your like this.
They couldn't fit the chains around my waist
too. Or did they have you?
Yeah, shackled. Always,
dude, you were 11, 12 years old.
We're little kids, fool.
And they had you shackled, even your feet.
We're little kids, fool. But that's how they would transport you, because they would, if not the foot shackles, they would always have the chain waist, always, because that's
it's like I can
it's
see
a transportation
you,
thing.
I look at this picture of you.
Right there,
you're in YA.
Right there, I was 14. I went to Y when I was 12, 13. Right there, I had just became 16. I just became. I was so happy because I got a mustache. I was happy.
Barely.
Because in Y, there's vatos with big ass
did you have a fucking mullet, or is that the shadow?
No, that was the actual hair. That was my hair, fool.
No, was it?
No,
was it really?
That was my hair, dude. The story behind that is because I had got into a lot of fights, right? So they had sent me to lockup for the first time, and they gave me a year in lockup. So that was a year of hair.
This is in TS?
And no, Nellis. I never went to TS. I only went to Nellis. I was only in Nellis.
Nellis is in where? Norwalk?
In Whittier.
Whittier. Norwalk.
Close that down now, right?
They closed it down, though.
They closed all the YAs down, huh?
Because they closed the YAs down because they deemed it a program failure.
Yeah.
They said that it was something that was supposed to reform kids, and it just messed up a bunch of kids. Like it didn't do us no good.
Back then, the form of punishment was detention. Right. I remember I got arrested my first time out around 11 or 12 for a stolen sitting shotgun in a parked stolen car that I didn't even know was stolen, right? But I was already a foster care.
Yeah.
And we're gonna touch on that with you because you're a foster child.
I went to the foster system when I was 10. Okay, the way it all happened was because I was 11 years old. I started catering with the homeless in Temple. I got caught up in the whole foster care because I went to Ball Park. And, Mexican moms, they'll always tell you, like, you know what, like, you put yourself there, you get yourself out. So my mom, what she did is that she didn't know the fact that if you tell a cop, like, you put yourself there, you get yourself out, it's like you waiving your rights. So my mom literally waived her rights, not even knowing. And I feel like now that they have more interpreters, I would say.
Yeah, interpreter.
And more people that are translators, is better. Because back in those days, in the 90s, they didn't have that. Back in the 90s, you spoke Spanish, you'd be like, I got to wait for one guy that's on the third floor, and he's going to make it right here in an hour. My mom said something, and she didn't know what she said, and I was fucked, fool. I wrote it out. It was a foster care, and then...
I was in foster care, too. It sucks, huh?
It sucked, fool. And you know what? I feel bad because, now in foster care, dog, it's like, you're looking for a family, dog, and you're looking for somebody that's gonna give you backing. And a lot of like the families that I was with, they were just there for the feria, dog. They were just there to collect a check.
What kind of families did you end up with? Like what race?
I went to McLaren Hall in El Monte.
I've been to McLaren Hall.
I went to a couple houses.
So you went to the whole placement.
I went to Dorothy, Kirby. That was the lockdown placement. But when I went to Dirty Kirby is when I was already tired of foster care and all that. I was just fighting,
acting out.
I was just
you were lashing out, fighting like you were fighting everybody. Big Beaves from boy, and you're a big kid, so you're just probably stomping.
I was getting fucking sucked out, fool.
Big ass fool like you?
No, that was later, fool. When I was young, I was small. I was like maybe 5'3", 5'2", and I had no chunkums, fool. I was small, fool. I was getting fucked up.
Really?
Yeah, fool, 'cause I was small. And the kids, you have to imagine the kids back in the days were big, fool.
Wow.
Our kids back in the days, they were like 5'5", 5'6".
I got beat up at Juvenile Hall, too.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't
Sucks.
even trip on it, fool, because I look at it like, you know what? A lot of people, they just want to brag about when they got knocked out.
Can you imagine what it does to a kid? Like, looking back now as an adult, you look back and you reflect on the mindset of what you had to. Do you ever get those posts on your Instagram that say, have you been to McLaren Hall?
Yeah.
Have you been to Los Padrinos? Those scare me, bro. Hey, I don't know.
I'm ready to tell him I got sexually assaulted and try to get some fetty on shit, dog. I ain't tripping.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now. They post these pictures, right, of McLaren Hall. And they're eerie looking pictures, bro. Like a picture of like a dark hallway.
It's the way it looks.
It's inside. It's a real picture, and because I remember I've been there, and I remember
it's the way it looks. But
like
you know what it is? It's because times evolve, and they realize that those kind of punishments were not right for us. They were not adequate for what we were supposed to be going through. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we're evolving.
And they would give out time like candy, huh? Like you broke a lot 3 years. Like
I got when I got
5 years.
When I got sentenced to Hawaii, my mom cried.
How many years did you get sentenced to Hawaii?
I got sentenced to Hawaii for 7 years.
7 years straight.
7 years straight. Yeah.
What'd you do?
I got busted for carjacking, fool.
You were carjacking for bowling?
It wasn't even a carjacking. What it was?
What car did you take?
Like it was, but it wasn't, fool.
All the time. Guilty.
The way it was me and some of my homies were kicking it, right? We're chilling, and this is, back into the historical days. There was no meth. It was Cocoa. It was Cocoa Puffs.
That's a bold statement.
Cocoa Puffs. No. Okay, you guys remember the Cocoa Puffs? Yes.
I didn't like Cocoa Puffs because Cocoa Puffs had tobacco.
Exactly.
I didn't like that.
So yeah, so we're smoking Cocoa Puffs. Yeah.
Cabbie, get that cabbie.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So I just got out.
Fucking Scracking's glasses is lit up when he said that. He said, I seen it. You didn't catch it, Bobby
G. Those 50 double ups back in the day.
Yeah.
You buy 50 from the fight side, give you 100 piece. You give 50 double up.
Yeah, so we had just got out. All of us we're doing community service, dog, and we just got out. We're like, fuck, I want to get some shit. And I'm like, all right, let's get it. Right?
So you used to. Fuck
we
around?
wanted to buy some Cocoa Puffs, but we're like, fuck, we don't got no feria. So one of my homies was like, let's rob somebody. I was like, fuck it, let's do it. We get out of community service. We see somebody. We're gonna rob them, dog. But then it's a robbery gone bad.
Is all this in the book?
Yeah,
Wow, I gotta read that.
And the next thing you know, we're holding them down, gunpoint, all that bullshit. And it turned, because we're little. I got to understand, we were doing crimes in the time of Pete Wilson. Pete Wilson was
a savage.
Putting motherfuckers away.
25 to life. He invented 25 to life.
Exactly. He did the 3 strikes law.
I know. I got him. I was in that.
One of my first strikes was this.
They were giving out 2 strikes even when you only committed 1 felony.
Exactly. He was hooking.
No lie.
He was hooking motherfuckers.
That's not a lie. They were giving people out 2 strikes for 1 crime, bro.
Yeah, because it's how you did it.
They would say how you did it, and they would split it. And
okay, but do you know why they did it? Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Do you know why they did it? Is because you have to understand, us as minorities, dog, we're the scapegoats, homie. We were getting fucked to fill up the prisons, dog. And when we overfill the prisons, what are they doing? They're letting us out now.
They have to kick them out now because not only that, they seen that it's not working. They broke themselves. The department over 25 years of this planning to let's. What they were trying to do is they were trying to clean up the streets of Los Angeles because Los Angeles was fucking chaotic in the 90s.
But at the end of the day, they were
heroin,
but they're making a check, dog. But they're
scrappy.
To me, I always tell homies, you're not a person. You're making. Yeah, you're a number. They're making a check
make
off
money
you,
off you.
That's true. I always tell the little homies, when you're in prison, hey, don't come back, homie, because there's always gonna be a bed for you here. You're gonna be. Hey, they say from what I heard is $300 to $400 a night.
I think it's more than that.
From what I heard, it's $300 to $400 a night.
So what the how
for a
state?
person that's busted. So imagine what they're making, dog. Bob Barker was a millionaire. Bob Barker was in shoes.
Bob Barker was a man from.
Yeah, that's the Price is Right. That was a rich motherfucker.
He hooked us up. He hooked us up a bomb ass Christmas box. My first term.
Scrap me.
He had it
Come
all.
on down.
Yeah.
Spin the wheel.
That's what I'm telling you. Hey,
Chanclas.
they're making money though. Hey,
So Bob Barker. The reason why he's mentioning Bob Barker is because
everything in prison is Bob Barker. The shoes, the bed.
So yeah,
To this day,
the reason why I'm saying is
toupees.
because Bob Barker, the guy from The Price is Right, the host that he passed away, but he had a company that
He was one of the biggest.
He just created like a reproduction of shoes and slippers, like prison shoes,
Slippers,
and like anything
mattresses.
that they needed. Yeah, he created everything that prisons needed. So Bob Barker got rich from fucking like. Just because he was, and he put his name on everything. Everything had a name. The shoes had Bob Barker. The blankets, Bob Barker. Everything had Bob Barker, and we're like, fucking Bob Barker.
But you know what he did is
I love Bob Barker though,
Bob
bro.
Barker
I
was
hating.
Bob Barker is the real Monopoly man, dog.
That fool died a very, very rich man, bro. So
he died
study
happy.
Bob Barker, because if you guys don't know,
Matter of fact, find out who his daughters are, though. Knock them
Barker.
up. Have a baby by her.
Shoot it.
Hey, have a baby Barker. Have a baby Barker. That's what you need.
I am ready.
So you get to YA, right?
Uh-huh.
And what was some of the things that you remember from YA? Because I never been to YA. I know what it's like, the halls, because fools run up, fools handling the church.
Shit,
I've been stocked up from fools from Cherryville in the gym.
When I think of YA, man, I never been there, but I think of like that movie Bad Boys with Sean Penn.
That's exactly what it is.
No. You think that, but there's a whole underbelly to Youth
Yeah,
Authority.
YA is crazy, though.
So we're gonna get into that right now a little bit. So hold on, go grab your popcorn, because this is gonna be good, homie. So we're gonna get right into YA. You went to the California Youth Authority.
Yes.
You went to Nellis. You ended up. Did you ever go to YTS?
I went to YTS. I was just in Nellis.
You stayed in Nellis the whole 7 years.
It was like from I was 12, 13 to 19, like 6, 7 years. Yeah.
So when you get, I know YA is a lot different than juvie homes.
Yeah.
Do you get anxiety from YA still? From
yeah.
the things that you've
obviously.
seen in there.
Yeah, you when you're in YA, it's like it's something like you never understood. It's like a whole nother animal, though.
So the first thing you walk into YA, where you from, Ese? Banged
First
out.
thing you come into YA, they're gonna bang on you like, where the fuck you from? Ooh. And then they're gonna either lace you up on the rules and shit like that, or they're gonna
They try to fucking get you.
fuck with you, yeah. Because it's like
It's a politics thing in
It's
YA.
like-
It
it's
used to be because so let's just make it clear that California
There's
Youth
no more
Authority
YA,
no
yeah.
longer exists.
the reason why the California deemed YA no good is because like it was a program failure.
Yeah, it was
It-
basically The recidivism rate was too high. The everything like
Recommitment.
by the statistics showed over 25, 30 years that it wasn't working.
Yeah, it
40
wasn't
years
working.
even, because we had some of our OG homies in there. I remember.
Yeah, that are still going to prison now. They're all are in prison now.
Basically, it was a
prison for kids.
It was an intermediate before you hit prison.
Yeah.
right?
It was a prison before back in the
So you used
days.
to go to youth authority until you're 25 years old.
Exactly. Back in the days, what they did is like if he was really, really, really bad, they sent him to YA.
You could
Before
go to
you go to
YA
prison.
from 17 to 26
Not
years
you,
old.
You
bro.
go from YA from 11
to 25.
to 25.
11 to 25.
Those people that were
You
there.
imagine being okay. Let's talk about that. So you imagine being a grown man, a 24-year-old man, right?
25-year-old.
Let's just picture this, Bobby G. Picture a 24-year-old man, a pervert, right? And he grew up in the system, and they had these gangs in YA where there's a lot of rape going on in YA. And there was a lot of rape going on in the California Youth Authority. Like a lot of rape.
A lot of weird shit. It was just you could just say it was just people doing fucked up shit because you know what it was? It was just people that were not taught right, not
What it was
right.
is they were groomers.
Yeah.
They were groomers. They were 24, 25-year-old groomers grooming on younger children. I mean, there were children still, teenagers.
They didn't know no better.
Who, you've been to, I don't know if you fools have been to camp or YA or, any kind of facility where it's like some sort of dorm living.
Yeah.
There's fools who are soft, homie. I mean, they're cool
Yeah.
as the homies, but you could tell that if somebody has some real game, they'll fucking pack them out.
But, I always tell my lady this is like not everybody's
And that's
built
what I wanted
the
to
same.
talk about.
Not everybody's built the same. I always tell people it's like, okay, you have to look at the person and be like, hey, you know what? This fool's a fighter. This fool's not really like that. Or this fool's like, you have to see the person and be like, you know what?
You basically
I
had
can't
to fight
expect
for your
this
booty.
from him because he's not really like that, Yeah, they're sizing him up. They're doing
They
different
try to
things.
punk you.
A lot of people are getting punked. A lot of people are going through stuff
So when
like
they
that.
punk you, what does that mean? Like,
It's just it all comes down to they were testing people. YA is not like prison or Juno Hall because YA is its own self in the aspect where YA is the only place where they're gonna test you. They're gonna put your balls, yourself to the test. If you go to prison, you have a backing. You go to Juvenile Hall, you have your barrio. YA,
you don't have
it's just
nobody.
You just yourself. If
so
you
what if you have
can't
a
make
homie?
it,
What if you have a
fail.
homeboy there?
Even your homies, they'll be like, if that fool's
Even
no
homeboys
good,
from your own barrio will fucking cut you off.
they'll cut you off. I've seen a lot of homies from
That's
18th
never. That's
Street.
never happened to you.
They never cut me off.
They never. My neighborhood never
Yeah.
cut me off neither.
But I've seen barrios that will cut off that fool. Like, I don't claim that fool. But it's just for the simple fact that they're doing stuff that they don't fuck with them, It's just a get down. It's YA is a different kind of
So
get down.
YA has a lot of rules. Basically,
YA is a lot of mind
Okay,
games,
so
dog.
let me explain what I understand from YA, and I never been there. I remember when I was 18 years old, I went to prison from 17. I turned 18, hit the county. We did some robberies when I was young. Me and my homie Travieso, who just passed away like a month ago or a few weeks ago. Rest in peace. But me and that fool were on missions, right? And I got busted. I did 5 years, and I went and fucking. Oh, I lost my train of thought. I thought about my homeboy. He just died. And I lost what the fuck.
This shit's all starting to spark my fucking PTSD, dog.
Tell him, Scrappy. Tell him.
I'm
No, but
telling you,
anyhow,
dog.
we were going back to YA, and I didn't go to YA. I went straight to the county, and I didn't have to go through that, so I never experienced. So I went straight to Centinela. I was 18 years old. Level 4 yard, C yard, in 19.
I never been
to
no 4 years.
So I go to Centinela, and then they had killed a teacher in YTS, and they had raped her and stabbed her up and threw her body in a dumpster. And that's when California said, "Fuck this, wrap this shit up." But it takes a while to wrap up
Took like 10 years.
thousands of young so they start throwing them all in the prison. So we're in a level 4. These are all level 4 now. They don't trust none of these guys from YA because they've all if they haven't, they've been, or some don't. Like the homie right here, he hasn't. But some fools are perverted, and you know a lot of fools, and you know who they are.
Yeah.
And they're perverted because you've seen it.
Either that or they're just not in the right head, dog.
So they just love to have sex with. They're predators, basically.
Not even that, but they're just not trustworthy as. They're like off
Was
the
there
wall, fool.
groomers like that in there?
I mean,
like,
I wouldn't say it was groomers, fool. It was.
you would have to do something that bad for somebody to come in and run like rape. We're talking about something serious. This is what happened.
It wasn't even like that. I would say it was just the aspect of what it was. Because grooming is like you intentionally do it and all that. It was different, fool. It was like a different aspect of things. It was about the strong are strong and the weak are weak. There's nothing else to describe it but that.
Wow.
If you're strong, you're strong. If you're weak, you're weak. And you're gonna pick and choose what it is. And because you're saying it more an aspect like people or it's not.
Oh, wasn't.
It wasn't like Epstein's Island or nothing like that. No. It was nothing fucked up like that. It was
Put your tin sombrero on.
It was just more of the YA was the place where the strong survived and the weak didn't.
It was like a boy. What is it called? That Boy's Life.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
movie where they were
That
on the
movie,
island.
what's it called? The Sleepers. It was like Sleepers food. Like you gonna make it if you're fucking strong, dog. And you know what?
That's cold. So I remember when I was in prison, and the lady got killed, and they started kicking all these fools out. So we're in the prison. We don't know nothing about these fools from YA. All of a sudden, like in 1 month, just like a wave of all these fucking soldiers, bro.
Ready to rock and roll, though.
We were in there already banged out, but we had control of everything. And then all these fools from YA just came and just fucking stirred everything because they were like me. So I had their mentality. I thought because when all the homies from YA came, because see, when prison, it's about respect. Even when you're young, you got to carry yourself in a manner because if you don't, exactly. So that's why we are the way we are, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But what I'm trying to say is, I remember when this wave of fools from YA came and they were fucking rowdy, homie.
Yeah. But it's just because of the way we came is because, we come from an environment where it's kill, be killed. In prison, it's more like structured.
Yeah. It's very...
and YA, it's like fucking no holds barred, So that's why so many YA babies don't make it. Because we can't make the change. A lot of them don't make the change. A lot of them became
heroin addicts.
A lot of them became heroin addicts. A lot of them became PCs. A lot of them fucking wrecked because they go on bogus missions. At the end of the day, it's about
YA fuck people up, huh?
It does to where aspect where it makes you feel like it's all about muscle. When you go to prison, you have to learn about what muscles are really valuable. I would say your mind and then the muscles, dog. Because you can't be just headstrong and physically strong. You have to be both, dog. You have to
ready.
You can't be on some bullshit,
Yeah.
That's just bottom line.
So you get to prison from YA. You parole from YA or you got
So
out?
I paroled from YA when I was 19.
Wow.
I get out of YA. I bust another lick. We get busted, me and my homies. And they're trying to give my homie life. They're giving my homie life. And I tell them, hey, you know what? Because I've always been a strong believer of homies. I tell my lady, like, my friends are very few accountable. So if I call you my friend, it's like I call you my friend. Like, I got your back all the way, dog. So this vato, I knew him. We were friends, dog. We became homies. And they were trying to give him 20 years if I was to take 18 months. So I was going to take a lighter charge. He was going to take a heavy charge. I told him, Chales, I'm not going to let you go down like that, fool. You're 36. He had just got out for doing 10 years.
Wow.
No, 15 years. I told him, I'm not going to let you go down like that, dog. I'm going to fight this shit. We fought it. We took it to the box. They gave him 20 years. They gave me 5 with 80. He took 20 with 80. That was our deal.
Yeah.
I get busted.
He went upstate. He went
upstate. He went to Ironwood. I went to Tracy. Then I caught some fucking shit up there. I came to Corken. I went to the shoe. Crazy part about that whole mission
Tracy
is
was
right?
crazy. It was okay, so they used to call Tracy Gladiator School
because
back in the 80s.
all the YA babies were going there. That's why they sent me there because I was a YA baby. So
you were part of the Gladiator School in Tracy? Damn, this food's with the business.
But the reason why, because the thing is, when you were going to prison, they would evaluate you. They'll be like, "Oh, this guy was in YA." And when they see my YA record, they're like, "Okay, something to Tracy."
Send these fools up there, and they kept them all isolated together, but they didn't know that they were fucking.
We're all mixed up with the Norteños, the homies. Everybody was up in Tracy, but
Gladiator
the thing is, we're ready to rock and roll, dog. So at that time, we're going at it.
No, Tracy Reception Center.
It was a reception center. We went up to because
okay.
It was a 3-yard reception center.
3
it was
tiers. It was
solid.
Like Kino. Looked like Kino.
Exactly, and it was solid.
Was one of them prisons where.
Like the old school bars,
and then they split off on the side, so you're never really outside. You're always inside, unless you go to yard. But
exactly,
like the cafeteria's inside, the barbershops, everything's inside.
Everything.
You go to the doctor, it's inside. You feel like it's crazy, bro.
We get caught up. Yes,
you feel like you're in a dungeon. You ever felt like that when you you've been in the hole, right?
Yeah, I was in the hole for 5 years.
Validated. You were validated.
So after this lick we did, I got into some shit in Tracy. We get caught up. We go to Corken Shoe because we kick it off on the bus.
I remember those days.
There was something going on, right? And the thing is, when something's gonna kick off, they just tell you like it's gonna go down right now.
Time.
And you're like, what the fuck? And you're like, all right.
You get the wheel.
So they told us as soon as we get off the bus to get off on these people. So as soon as we get off, we got off on these guys. And we had just touched down in Corken. So they're like, everybody who's involved to the shoe.
Vámonos, todos para atrás. Everybody to the back.
Back in those days, they used to
imagine all these fucking youngsters, all these little gladiators that just came out?
Back in those days, they used to call the shoe the calabaza. Motherfucker, I don't know if you heard that word.
Corcoran.
The
Corcoran
calabaza.
Shoe.
The
That's
calabaza.
where you first went? Corcoran?
Yeah, I went to Corken Shoe. From Tracy, I went to Corcoran. I'm
You
in
ever see
Corcoran.
Charles Manson?
I had heard of this fool where he was at, dog.
He was in the PHU, right?
He was in the protective units.
A protected housing unit. That's what they called it. That was like in the shoe,
was a
but like,
protective
like,
wing.
They had like
Because there was 4A, 4B.
They had like the Menendez
4
brothers
left,
in
4
there,
right, yeah.
people like that. You know, like Richard Ramirez. Oh, Richard Ramirez on San Quentin.
Yeah.
Dude, but it's crazy. Did you ever see anybody famous in
I
prison?
never really seen nobody like that. The only
In
one that
Corcoran, you
was
didn't see
there
Iron
when I was
Man?
in Corcoran, when he was there, was that guy, the Iron Man.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
Robert
was in
Downey Jr.
Corcoran.
was GP.
He was in SAT because Robert
was
Downey
SAT
Jr.
F.
Bro, let me tell you guys a story about Robert Downey Jr. Can I say real quick a little story about Robert Downey Jr.? I love Robert Downey Jr., by the way. So Robert Downey Jr. was in prison in Corcoran SAT F, right? And
He went GP.
Yeah, he's
They
GP.
offered him. I heard they
Mainline.
offered him to go.
I give it to Robert Downey Jr.
But
That
he was
fool's
like,
mainline.
nah, I'm a regular motherfucker. Yeah, he was a regular
He's a SAT
motherfucker.
F. Corcoran SAT F, which is Substance Abuse Treatment Center facility for you fools. I mean, come on, Down Food News. So anyhow, Iron Man's in there, and back then we had them big box TVs still, and everything was going digital at that time. So we try to buy, because of Iron Man, California prisons has flat screens TV now. I mean, they
Are
would
you
probably end up
serious?
no, trip out on this story. So Iron Man decided that if he could buy a flat screen for his unit, his block. But the warden told him that if he wanted to buy for the block, he had to buy for all the fucking TVs in the whole prison. Come on, this fool's rich, Robert Downey Jr. So Robert Downey Jr. agreed, and he bought the whole prison flat screen TVs, including the church, including the chapel, including like every block, right? Like with the big on the block where it says no warning shots. That's a fact.
That's
I'm
a
telling
fact.
you, breaking news.
And
So Robert Downey Jr. not only bought his unit, but he bought every unit, brand new TVs, and now they're watching flat screen, the thin ones. So
Right.
shout out to Robert Downey Jr.
shout out
Robert
to
Downey
He
Jr.
did that
And
while
I
he
also
was in
heard-
there.
I also heard that he carpeted the day rooms.
I don't
Are
know
you
about that.
serious?
I don't know about that one,
That's
but
what
yeah,
I-
I know
yeah.
for sure he did. He bought everybody.
Yeah.
So Iron Man's, I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause when I was
that
busted, he was
substance abuse
busted.
trainer really helped him.
Yeah, he was making moves, and I respect the man because he was GP, dude. Like you can't go wrong with that, dude.
He died in Avengers. Iron Man. That shit was like, meow.
Sad stories. Though.
Sad. Sick ass fool. So you go to YA, you get out, you go to prison, you get out, and now, like, obviously you go to Corcoran.
Yeah,
were you
so-
there?
so-
Were you there during the gladiator fights in Corcoran? The stage
dude,
fights?
when all that shit was going on, I had went to Corcoran when some of that stuff was still on like involving and everything was still
Yeah,
going
everything
on.
was still hush hush.
It was still fucked up. I was there. I was in Corcoran for 5 years. Fool.
Oh yeah, you were there at that time.
So when I went to prison, I was a T number.
You guys remember that movie Shot Caller?
Yeah,
You guys remember that movie?
T31891.
I was T88562. That was
Mine
my
was
first
first
prison number.
1287. I got it tattooed on me.
Yeah, I went to prison. That was my first number. I got validated on my first number because of some shit that happened, and I get out. I'm out. I discharged my first number, and I pick up another number, dog. So I picked
And
up
So you had two numbers?
I have two numbers. I picked up a T number and then an AI number. So
I got a
dude-
V number.
Yeah, no,
I got two numbers too.
a T and a V. Huh?
I got a J number and a T and a J number and a V number.
Yeah, no, I picked up a T. That's when I got it at YA, and then I picked up AI. And the way I picked up the AI, because I still had the T, but they convicted me of some other shit, and they hit me with the
So
AI
if you
shit.
guys are confused as to we're saying T and AI and all
Those
that,
are
okay,
just
so the
numbers
way
they
California,
give you.
let me explain to you guys the way this works.
Let him know, Flyboy.
So in California prison system, when they first started back in the days with San Quentin and
Was
The
A,
Rock
B,
and all
C,
this,
D.
yeah, they started with the A numbers. So when you go back, way back to like Al Capone and all that,
60s,
when they ran through
30s,
San Quentin
A's.
and all these folks, so they started at A, B, C. So when I got to prison at 18
We're
years
still
old, my OG
single number.
homeboys that were like 40, 50s had like C
C's,
numbers.
B's.
So imagine like B numbers were like fools when Elvis Presley was
B's.
alive, like old. That was
Yeah.
A and B. Those are those
Johnny
numbers.
Cash.
Yeah. So then, those are like A numbers. A000. Remember? So
Exactly.
then it goes up.
And then it goes, there's certain
And
numbers that
then-
go for the girls. Then they have the M numbers.
I
where
had
the
a J,
numbers-
and then they had
yeah.
a K, and then there's M, and then
And they had the N numbers for the
That's
for
why
the
when you
narco
say-
for the
so
narcotic.
picture every number, every letter that we just named has like 100. No, it has 1, 2, 3, 4. Has
a lot of
has that. Every number is like 90,000. No, 10,000 inmates, 50,000 inmates. I think.
That's a lot of.
Yeah, so V number
because
goes all the way to
from
50,000
here.
and then they switch it, and then
No,
it
no,
goes
but
to the next
now-
50,000.
now
and then
what
that's how
they're-
they run it, bro. That's
No.
a monopoly. But that's what we were talking
Okay,
about.
but now what
prison
they're
reform.
doing is they're going AA, B.
Yeah, they went so much they had to
CC.
double it up. Now they got double A's
Because
and then
but-
ABs and then ACs, right, and shit like that.
A to the motherfucking K.
Bro, they're never gonna
'cause my
stop.
second number is an AI.
What it is,
So I'm
bro, is
thinking
that
about
you.
whole
Artificial intelligence.
Beaves, if you had to
Yeah,
tell,
artificial intelligence.
if you had to tell a young Beaves a message, like today, what would you tell yourself to that little kid that was out there?
I would say, you know what, like the thing is, people like when they see me, they're like, "Damn, you wasted so much of your life." I don't look at it like it was a waste. I just look at it like it was a hard lesson that I had to learn. You know, because you know
you.
Yeah, it made
Who
me
you
who
are.
I am. I learned lessons that I could never learn out here.
Exactly.
You know, because I'll give you an example. I'm at work today, and I'm talking to my supervisor.
Yeah.
And I'm telling this fool how to be a better leader than what he is. You know, because you
That's
know,
right.
like I told you, when I was in prison, I read a lot of books, dog. And one of the best books that I read was How to Make Friends and Influence People. That book, it teaches you like really the skills of communication, dog. And I tell him, hey, are you happy because they respect you as a boss, or are you really a good boss, dog? You know, are you the title or are you the person? And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, look, bro, people are scared of you because you're the boss and you can fire them, or are you the man that makes shit happen, dog?
So you're basically like your experiences make you a better like in a position of to like, lay somebody up with some free game,
dog.
basically.
You know, because you know he's my age, but I know he doesn't have that much leadership qualities, dog. I know he's a vato that he this is his best job. He's been there. He's happy, and I'm not mad at him. I told him straight up, I'm happy you're where you're at. But you know what? As raza right now, we're all raza right here. We're all Mexicans, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. One thing that we fail is that we have that mentality where we tell people, hey, you know what? Que se chingue. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh yeah, Flyboy's gonna learn que se chingue.
You'll learn.
Like, well, why do we think like that, dog? I
You know,
don't believe that.
I'll tell you why.
Okay, you tell me why, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why we shouldn't think like that.
It's generational trauma. That's from our grandmothers. It's been passed down from our grandmothers to. It's like saying, "Ah, estás loca," or you know what I mean. Like when a little kid tells their parents, "Estás loca." That's something that your grandmother learned, and then your mother taught you. But it's like our job now to break that title because it's generational curse. Because what it does is it breaks down and it stifles the dreams of a young child, and a child takes that and it makes wrong decisions. Then we go through the whole Juno Hall process.
Man, I was there when they made the I Need Love video shoot.
What was your?
I was there.
My thing is this. I work at a company where that mentality is enforced. Fucking que se chingue, right? And you know what I say? It's like that guy that you're saying que se chingue, that's the guy who could have had your back. That's the guy who, when you're sick, could help you. You know, and as raza, I feel like we need to break that fucking mentality, dog.
Yeah.
You know why? Because to me, that's embarrassing, dog. I told my boss to his face, like, bro, the way you think, that's fucking backwards, homie.
Well,
I said we're never gonna go forward with fucking
how
leadership
old were
like
you when you finally decide? Like, what made not how old were you, but what made you? Because it had to have been something that
I
made
mean,
you just
ever
say,
since I was a
"That's
kid,
it."
dog. Ever since I was in YA, dog, I knew the shit. Dude, this is the thing. I grew up in the system.
Yeah.
I grew up
Ditto.
from Juno Hall, YA, all that, right?
Yeah.
And I always knew that I wanted something more, dog. I knew, and you have to understand. I'm an observer. I sit here and I watch things, and I'm gonna look at things and I'm gonna evaluate things and I'm gonna do better of what, right? So when I went
Did
to
you have
YA,
a plan, Beaves? Did you make a plan for every? Like I see your success, and I've known you when I was just flyboy. I hadn't even invented food news yet.
I never thought about it, dude. My dream was I was gonna be a criminal, though.
But what? Okay, so but what when was the moment where you just said, you know what? I'm gonna get famous, or I'm gonna live my dream, or maybe you got famous because of your dream. Like, how did you get to where you are today?
The way it all happened was because you have to understand. I was living two lives. I was a criminal, but I was also a regular person. You know,
you're a working criminal.
I was doing
like California sober.
Yeah. I was doing shady movidas, but I was still trying to do good stuff, right?
Yeah.
And one thing that I would tell anybody who's on the live, on the podcast, is you can't live two lives.
Hard. It's like having two women.
You can't.
It's hard. I did it once. I'll never do it again, homie.
You can't. You know, you have to pick and choose. Do you want to do good? You want to do bad? And my ending came because, you know, I had went to YA, I lived it, and I overcame it. I went to prison, and I fucking overcame it, dog. I went to prison, I got a good name, solid, parole, GP, all that, fool. My name's solid as fuck everywhere you go, fool.
Young Beaves.
So, I get out, fool, and now I get busted again. 2019, I get busted. They're trying to give me 10 years. I have been validated. The Gooners, everybody gets me in Orange County, dog. I'm in Piedmont. Shout out to everybody in Orange County.
I've never been to Orange County jail.
Theo Lacey, I've been to Theo Lacey.
Theo Lacey, they got me in Piedmont.
I've been to the ranch out there, and
I've been to the ranch.
I've been to the ranch.
I went to Piedmont. They got me over there. It's all bad, and I go, dog, and I'm getting back into the business of being a prisoner. I'm like doing the game, doing all that bullshit, right?
Right back like nothing.
Yeah, getting back into the motions, right? And the thing is, I'm already older. I have my kids. I had started doing
You've always been funny though. Like were you in the day room making food laugh all the time?
Not really, fool. A lot of people, they're not.
This is funny. Have you guys heard Young Beast comedy? He's funny, bro, and he bags on us.
It just came out, fool. The way it came out was crazy, though. So I mean,
you just start talking, and it just whatever you say is like not.
It's
planned.
just whatever's on my mind, whatever I feel.
Like you're freestyling in a sense. You're freestyling comedy.
A lot, fool. So 2019, I'm in Theo Lacey. I get busted. They're trying to give me 10 years.
Yeah, but Theo Lacey's all celdas. There's really no communication.
I'm busted
through the window.
Exactly. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck, it is what it is, right? And that's how I was telling you guys earlier about that book, The Alchemist, dog. Every time I go to jail, I look for different things. I read the 4 Agreements, different books, 48 Laws of Powers. I love to read the 48 Laws of Power.
Wow.
Robert Greene, The Art of Seduction.
Maybe that's why we click, because I read all them books too.
I love to read. Fool.
Give me 5 books.
My top 5.
You gave me 2. Give me 3 more.
Okay, my top 5 books: 48 Laws of Power, The Art of War, the fucking 4 Agreements,
Robert Greene,
How to Make Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And number 5 would be I love Sidney Sheldon. It would be Sands of Time.
a novel. He had to throw a novel at the end.
But if you want to go with the nasty books, Jackie Collins, homie. Puro pinche.
Jackie Collins, it's like
Puro
all
sex
sweet.
books.
It's all sweet in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like
They
you get Marianne in the
then I
beginning,
stroked
and then
this
Ginger
shaft.
comes out at the end, bro.
It's all bad. But so I'm telling you,
Jackie Collins and Mary Collins, her sister too.
Jackie Collins, they're all maniacs. Fool.
Her sister, they were 2 sisters, the Collins sisters, right? Their books were all through the prison system, bro, because they get steamy. The women love it, you know. So anyhow,
it's called erotica.
So if you guys didn't catch it, what Young Beaves just did is he named some very powerful books.
Yeah,
right?
So 48 Laws of Power is legit,
bro.
The Art of Seduction.
If you read them books and you really dive into those books, be ready to come out.
Hey,
but listen,
do you remember rule number 1? Never underestimate the master, homie. That will fucking get you.
What I'm trying to say is that
anything
if you dive into these books, don't expect to ever be a regular person again. Like if you and that. Like right now, you're kind of going through life happy-go-lucky, right? And that's fine. I wish I was like that because I read those books. And look at me now. Look at this
but look at it. No, what it's gonna
smart.
do?
He's a studious ass fool.
No, what it's gonna do is gonna open your mind to a different, like a different aspect of stuff. It's not a bad thing.
He's polished. Yeah. That's what I like to call it. I like to say that Young Beats is polished.
There's nothing bad about it. It's just about being more trucha. you're being aware of what's not there.
Yeah.
You know, Robert Greene.
These are the things they teach you in these books,
the
right?
daily affirmations. He has a lot of books that he tells you where, you know, things like
to study your enemy, to
there's
watch
nothing
his
wrong with that.
move,
But
to predict his move before he even thinks it. Like, be 2 steps ahead of him. That, like, shit like that. But not only that, these are the titles that I'm telling you, and then he fucking breaks it down.
But if you think about it, those things will get you through life, dog.
Oh, they do.
Because I'll give you
you
the
become
example.
a manipulator.
No, somewhat, but I will say this.
I'm just honest, bro.
When I read his
it
book,
makes you a manipulator, and if you think you're fucking good now, read those books.
In an aspect, but you have to be able to maneuver, not manipulate, but maneuver your way through life.
Yeah.
And I'll say, look, when I read the 40 Laws of Power, it gave me an aspect of life, right? And the most powerful thing that I got out of it was there was a whole chapter that he dedicated to the 33th law, and it's called to put yourself on death ground strategy. And you know, I love to read about philosophy. I love to read about a lot of shit, right? And my book, my life, my woman, my kids, everything are based on this law. And the reason why I did it was because I could either play this or I could do one thing and win. Because, you know, death ground strategy, what it means is, like, in that story, he gives the example of Hernando Cortez, the guy who conquered the Aztecs, right? This guy, he came to Mexico, and he punched the fucking holes in his ships. And he told these guys, hey, you know what? We're either going to win or we're going to die. And you know what those soldiers did? They fucking won. You know why? Because they had no resource. It was either win or die. So when I decided to write a book, you know, this is actually my second book I wrote. My first book, My Lady Knows, I have it in my car. I drive around with my first book.
I have it in my car.
Hey, you know why? Because every day I get in that car, I want to see where I failed. I want to see where I messed up. And I see myself now where I succeeded. 15 years later, I lost my family. I went to prison. I lost my kids. I lost my everything.
You lost everything,
and I gained it back, dog. You know why? Because I didn't give myself an option to fail. I said it's either make it or fail. You know, I didn't think about, I'm going to make it in 5 years. I'm not going to make it in 2 years. I said, I'm either going to make it or I'm going to go back to jail. And I made it, dog. And you know,
you made it. You're young Beaves.
You know, I tell people every day, because people message me like, I'm gonna wait till my kids are 15. And I tell them, no, don't wait. Do it now. If you have a dream, do it now.
Let me ask you another question. What would you say to the person who wants to be on TikTok, right? But
do it.
No, listen though, they don't know how. So what would you recommend? Let me say, look, if I came up to you and like, hey, Beaves, man, I want to make a show. I want to do something. What can I do, right? So what would you tell me?
I would say this. First, get a phone. Second, what do you want to do? Do you want to be funny? Do you want to blog it? Do you want to talk it? There's an audience for everybody. You know, shout out to my daughter, Divine.
What if the guy tells you, I don't know what I want to do? That's the thing. He wants to try, but he just doesn't know.
Okay, so I would say do something.
What?
You know,
help me.
You have to try what you want.
Well,
me and my wife are gonna do a blog. You know, you have to want to do something. The thing is, you're either gonna sit here and wishy-washy on a well, or you're gonna get well right. That's the only two options. You're gonna wishy-washy.
I know how to cook.
Okay, so make a culinary channel. Make a spread. Dude, there's people.
I know how to make bomb spreads too.
Exactly. There's
people. I can make a channel making a spread.
You could make fucking money making spreads.
I can make some.
People don't understand. You make a viral video on TikTok, they're paying you, feria. $1,000
Chop
easy.
it with a razor blade, even.
Yeah.
I'll even break a brand new razor. I know how to snap them exactly, and I know how to keep it to a little plastic at the end.
Exactly.
And that's the handle. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly.
And
you break the top, break the head.
Knife, and that's remember on Polly when he was cutting the garlic?
Yeah.
Shit like that in YA and the halls.
Everybody was doing that.
I remember.
So you have to know. So my whole life was based on that strategy.
So I started a culinary channel.
So, okay, you want to start a culinary channel? Get a camera. What do you want to do? Do you want to...
Can I do it in my kitchen, or do I have to
You
get
could
a
do it
studio?
in the kitchen. You could do it... Nowadays, you have to understand, there's an audience for everybody, dog. Like, I'll give you an example. My lady was like... I did an interview with somebody else. Her name was Lexi Monroe. She, shout out to her. They were like, you know what? I love your character. I love how your voice sounds. And I told my lady, like, dude, this is who I am. Yeah. It's not a voice. This is how I talk. Yeah, I'm a homie, dog. Like,
Yeah, you've been through it.
People think it's like a voice, but it's not.
You're an OG, fool. You're an OG now.
It's just me, dog.
You made it through fucking foster care. You made it through
YA
and all that craziness. And
not only that, but I would tell people this. Look, my book, I'm telling you,
we sold that testimony, bro.
We sold that shit out, 2 days, huh, babe? 2 fucking days, dog. 2 days. Hey, my other book.
So you just went for it? You just went for it? You said one day, I said, you know what? I'm just going to go out and
the way it happened was, you know what? I always wanted to be a writer, dog. 2000, my first book was published in 2009. And and something woke me up that day. I had a weird dream, and I was like, you know what? I want to be a writer, though, because I always would read books in prison, and I was like, this is my goal. I want to be a writer, dog. Like, I want to be this. Misled kids, right? But it wasn't that. My first book,
Time in Juno Hall,
was different.
And Youth Authority by Victor Zapata.
And you know what's crazy? My first book didn't sell 1 copy, dude. There's no copy sold.
Can you find that on Amazon?
This one you could. It's on Kindle and everything.
I got a Kindle digital copy.
So you just type
tell me
in
it's not a good one. It's good.
So you get Kindle digital. Oh man, there you go. You just download it right into your phone and read it there.
So this is what I'm doing. If you bought the Kindle, when you buy the paperback, I'm giving you extra chapters that you didn't get on the Kindle for free, homie. For free.
I don't even know what Kindle is. What is that?
Kindle is the electronic version. Yeah, tablet.
Okay.
Yeah, fool. We sold 1,000 copies on Kindle, fool.
Really?
1,000. 1,000.
So that dude, my friend Sonia, shout out to her. She's reading, or I don't know if she's reading or she read your book.
The Kindle.
Sonia loves to read.
She got the Kindle one. She's doing.
Yeah, so she was reading it, and she was like, dude, I love Beaves and his story, and it's so passionate.
The way it goes.
He's so well written, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. I haven't read a book since I've been in prison.
Yeah, me
like
neither.
facts.
Like
I'm not gonna lie and say in front, like I'm out here reading shit. So, all knowledge that I have is from knowledge that I learned from in there.
Yeah,
and it stays with you, bro. And sometimes you think it's useless, but it's not.
When you least expect it,
it comes up when you need it. Unless you're just brain dead and you're just walking around life. Pick up a book.
Okay.
Pick up a book because books expand your mind. Remember that butterfly in the sky?
Oh,
I can go sizes high. Remember, I know this one. Yeah.
Take a look. It's in a book. A reading rainbow. I can take you anywhere.
Starts dancing like a cholo.
What was his name? Lamar, right?
LeVar Burton.
That was the guy from fucking Star Trek, fool.
Yeah.
With the glasses.
Yes. We used to watch Reading Rainbow in Juno Hall, bro. That is the one thing that used to remind me of home. Like little things like that used to remind me of home.
I used to like Reading Rainbow.
And some kids didn't get
what
business
about
from
fucking,
their moms, bro.
Where in the world
so
is Carmen San Diego?
We're on Earth. This Flyboy. I heard that one. Because I'm all over. You know what? I'm going to ask you. Breaking news. My little, how I jump around, I learned from Carmen San Diego.
Yep.
If you guys notice, I never even told nobody that. Special right here. So Carmen San Diego and Hugh Hauser
should always go different.
Is how I created Food News. Like it was, I present like Hugh Hauser.
Because she would go to Italy, everywhere.
The thing is, what I would tell people if you wanted to get like viral, and I would tell people the same thing: get your phone. All you need is your phone, right? And then create a gimmick. Create a logo, create a character, and if you can, like dress the same. Bro, I wear the same outfit all the time, so you can see me and recognize me. That's the only reason. You think I don't want to dress nice? Yeah, but you guys recognize me like this, so this is what I run with.
Yeah.
So what I do is I target my audience. My audience is the foods, because I'm a food news, so I created Food News Network. So now I'm targeting the foods, and I'm very hyper. So now I know, okay, I'm just funny by nature. You're just funny by nature, because we use comedy as an outlet with the homies in prison, because I remember when I used to make the homies that they'll be like, fuck you, Fly, you're fucking crazy, dog, you're fucking. And not only that, they used to give me shit for free. So now I wasn't working the homies, but the homies had love because you're a female homie. That I used to give homies that I like shit too. Like the homie will come, he'll be a sick ass tattoo artist, and I praised him, and I'll be like, "Hey, fool, you need something from the store?" He goes, "Que sopas." He was drunk coffee on GP, homie. That's how we are, right? I think that's why.
Yeah.
Bees and I can really communicate because I could see me on the theater with this fool or sitting in the day room watching fuck. What's up, fool? And if he's gonna and if I need him, I could tell that young Bees would jump for me.
Oh yeah, anytime.
In a heartbeat. SGV, homie.
All day, though.
Anyhow, we're gonna wrap it up, homie. We're gonna leave it at that. I just want to say that if you want to chase your dreams, homie.
Follow it, though.
Follow your dreams. Get up to date. And if you don't know how, follow your favorite TikTok artist and copy them.
Yeah.
Do it exactly like them. And then eventually, 2-3 months later, you'll realize that you're doing your own spin on somebody else. So that's how you're going to get famous, homie. Or that's how you're going to do it. Pick whatever it is that you like the most and copy it.
At the end of the day,
eventually it'll become your own.
Make that move, dog. Don't wait till tomorrow.
Don't be shy.
You know, I always tell people, like my book, it took me 15 years. But you know what? It took me 15 years, and now I'm living my dream. You know, I'm successful. Got a beautiful wife. You know,
you have to network.
Shout out to my wife. You know, like
Janet.
You know, she helped me out,
in the
held
house.
me down. You know, she pushing me to where I can't go, and I'm okay with that.
That's cool.
You know, I'm good with that.
You need a good woman to hold you down, definitely, because before I met HR, I was spiraling, bro.
Yeah. You know what? There's nothing wrong.
And I'm still kind of like, but I'm trying to maintain, and now we're on a different viaje, right?
You have to be on a good, like I was telling you earlier off the camera, I was like, you know what? People always have to remember your heart is to feel. Mm-hmm. Your mind is to think. Yeah. Don't ever feel with your mind and don't think with your heart. Just remember that, and you're always going to be good, though. Me and my lady, we had a conversation about that for like a whole hour, babe. Remember?
Think about it. You have to rewind that part. And
don't ever, it's facts, homie. And you know, when I found this out, I was in prison and I was mad, dog, and I wanted to stab this cop.
You know what I chip out on something on what you touched on?
He fucked me, fool. This cop had fucked me. He had went into my cell and he was searching my cell. I wanted to stab him, dog. My cellie looked at me. You know what he told me? He goes, "Hey, cellie, I know you mad. I know you want to blast this fool." And he goes, "Let me tell you." Yeah. He goes, "Let me tell you something. God gave you a fucking mind to think and a heart to feel."
You know what I say? I say that people run with their feelings and not the facts. And that's sad that you make a decision based on emotion. Because when something's presented to you, you may not like it, and it hurts you so bad that it automatically turns into hate towards that person.
But as people, you evolve. I feel like we will evolve
because it'll eat you up. If you, that's a cancer, and I'm a cancer survivor, so I know cancer, stress on the body, blowing up on the internet.
That's why I don't hate nobody. Look, one thing is
I learned today. I said, you know what?
You can't hate nobody. Fool.
Look,
this book.
I really don't.
Bobby D read my book, and he knows what I went through.
Bobby G?
Yeah, Bobby G read my book, and he knows how many people I hate and I went through.
I would hate names.
Hey, I don't say names, but I say barrios. 18, Florencia. I would hate. Hey, the thing is, I would hate all these people. But imagine,
if I had a sound effect, I'd be like,
imagine if I was to carry all that hate, dog. Who's it gonna hurt? These vatos that are still living? No, it's gonna hurt me. You have to think like that, dog. You hating somebody is not hurting them.
Yeah,
you have to understand.
It hurts you.
Exactly, homie.
It gets you sick. It gives you blood pressure.
I'm telling you,
it gives you cancer. It gives you these diseases.
It's like you taking. It's poison, like you taking poison and expecting the other
for
person
somebody else to die, dog. That's the smartest shit I've learned in my life, fool. Don't do that. Fool. Don't ever feel that, fool. And I know it's hard, but in time, I know you will feel it, fool. In time, you will see and be like, okay, I could do it. We all live it, fool. Because I've seen vatos like that.
You think we're going to do it, bro? Like, really? Like, this is episode 1. What do you think?
I think we're going to make it, dog. Because, you're just being genuine. You're just shooting the shit. We're just talking how we are.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I think
you are. You know what? I think you already made it.
I feel like I'm almost gonna make it. I'll tell you that.
June 21st. June 21st. Make sure you come out and check out Young Bees, and the rest of all of us gonna be out there, man. I might even do my debut.
April 27th. Also.
June 21st.
Let's do it.
And Adelanto with Nationwide Presents, homie.
Yes,
Let's do it.
Let's
do it. That's the homie end up.
Yeah, the homie end up. Shout out that fool, homie.
Shout out to end up.
Shout out March 23rd, March Madness. My boy Rob E. I'm gonna be on stage performing. I'm gonna have some models up there getting their groove on. I'm gonna do my first hit. I'm gonna do my first time on stage performing my 2 big hits you guys been asking me to send
Let's
you.
do it. That's good.
Also,
Can we get a freestyle?
Yes, you definitely can get a freestyle. Meanwhile, I was chilling, man. I was wondering just for a little while. Chill with that. Chill. Let me just freestyle. I don't need no beat. I'm going to give it to you, man, just like I got the heat sitting under my seat. Man, I'm raised in the street. I can't stop now, boy. I'm trying to beat the heat out in Emmett. Fucking with my boy Fly. Here come Beaves, man. Shit, it's do or die. YA, pen, all that shit gives me the creeps. All I really want to do is take my ass home and get in the bed and go to sleep. Wake up in the morning and do my thing. I got some shows to do tomorrow, man. Hear the school bells ring. Man, it's time. Recess is over. I'm going to give it to your ass, man. Peace. I'm out. It's over.
P-Town in the house. Scrap King. If you guys don't follow Scrap King, you guys
Make
go
sure
check
you
him
follow
out
the
at
Scrap
OG
King.
Scrap King TV,
OG
homie. My
Scrap
boy,
King,
he's
man.
an official Food News contributor. You see, he's my right-hand man, Flatboy and Scrappy. Thank you, Young Beast, for coming out. Anybody want to shout out? You got any upcoming events that you want to let us know?
I got a show on March 2nd at the Bad Apple.
Okay.
March 30th at the Bad Apple. February, what is it, babe? 24th? And in the city of Downey with Laugh Out Loud. I got my comedy special dropping harder than a cholo from the motherfucking 90s on June 21st. Watch out. We're going to fill that motherfucker out. 400 people, 450 people. My name's Young Bees Comedy.
Young Bees out here doing his thing, homie. So if you guys ain't, for the you guys that are out there, Young Bees, me, 2 years ago, I was on fentanyl, homie. That's my story real quick. I'll just give you guys like my old friend taught me one time. I'll give you guys a brief synopsis of what I went through. So I went through a similar story like Bees. I was a foster care at 10 years old. That's where the American Stepchild came from. The title means I have no rights in this country. I'm born in this country. I'm a United States citizen. I have 0 rights. I can't vote. I can't buy a gun. There's a lot of things I can't do, right? I have no credit. So I had to invent a company so they can give the company credit and not me, because in their eyes, I'm a piece of shit, right? So I had to invent a company. You could do that in this country. You can invent a company. That way, there's this thing in this country is buyers and sellers. Either you're a buyer or you're a seller, or right, consumer. So what you do is this country, they split the tax bracket in a sense so that if you're a buyer, you could become a business, and then next thing you know, you got to change. What I'm trying to tell you guys is get your company, create your logo, get your LLC. That's how you're gonna get famous. That's what Bobby G taught me, homie. Bobby G taught me to go out there, create my logo,
Bobby
get
G
my
from Street Post Podcast.
Yes. Bobby G taught me to get my friend Sonia. She's an LLC
The
too,
man,
homie.
the myth.
So what I'm trying to tell you guys is the people that you hang around with is what you're gonna become.
Exactly.
And 2 years ago,
facts.
I was on fentanyl. 2 years ago,
So
and
if
look
I
at the
hang
people that
around
I'm
with
around.
Young Bees, I'm gonna become the next comedian.
Build your business. Build your business, guys. That's the number one thing. Create a website. Know what you're gonna do and stick with it. You think somebody's gonna take my food news away? Never, homie. Thank you, Bees. March 8th, Pomona at the Cosmo Ultra Lounge. I'm gonna be over there performing with MB Riders on March 8th. So I'm gonna be performing The Message and La Sonia. You guys already know, in my city of Pomona, homie. Ultra Lounge.
La Sonia.
Also, we're gonna be doing at the Easter egg hunt in Pomona. We're answering
the mayor's house.
courtesy of the mayor.
When you see the purple house, pull up.
The only purple house in Pomona, homie.
Right
Shout out
on
to
the
the
track.
Vice Mayor Victor Preciado, council members, and the whole Pomona downtown Pomona Cruise Night squad, because in collaboration with them and through the city and with permits. We're gonna throw a big old Easter egg hunt with Lolos and trunk or treat for Easter eggs, homes. 2 Easter bunnies, banged out, everything food news. Beaves is performing.
Yeah.
We're having.
Beaves, you're performing?
Yeah, Scrap
What
King is
the fuck?
emceeing.
I'll go for
I'm
sure.
hosting. So everybody knows it's going to be Lowriders. It's going to be the Pomona Cruise Night, homie. So let's go, everybody.
Big shout out G.
Make sure you guys
Big
go. Shout out to
G
Killer
since
Kush.
91. Big shout out Little Fool and G since 91.
Shout out all my Foonies correspondents, homie. I love you, fools, dog. You know who you are.
Órale, vato, what's happening?